Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another video. And yes, I am wearing earrings. I have my hair did because I just came out of the shower and I put gel on right away. And I'm wearing a pretty shirt that I'm pretty sure I stained or something already before even going out. Anyway guys, today's video is going to be none other than... I was told how to say his name right. It was like Russ Ulbricht. There we go. That is the name I was told to say, like, said it correctly. Anyway, since you know how much I've been loving searching up crazy shit, and not just crazy shit like true crime, I love fucking true crime to death. That's all I ever watch on my TV, I swear. And I honestly love learning about the dark web. Now, one in particular topic I'm going to be talking to you about today is the Silk Road, and most importantly, the creator of the Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht. Please tell me I pronounce his name correctly. If not, I'm going to get so much shit. Anyway, when he was a young lad just playing, I'm sorry, I'm making a fucking joke. Anyway, when he was a young boy, he was, obviously, a fucking genius. However, things weren't really going well for him, whether it came to finding a job, something he loved, or even finding the love of his life. It wasn't until 2011 where he started creating the Silk Road. However, before that, you have to know he met a woman named Julie. Now, I don't remember her last name, and I think by me pronouncing it, I'm probably going to butcher it, as well as I'm probably pronouncing Ross's name horribly, horribly wrong. Anyway, they met at a school which he had a full-on beard, was shirtless, didn't have any shoes. He looked like a fucking bum, basically. But, she was like, whatever. She saw him next time, and he had it shaved. He dressed very well, surprisingly, because even she was like, is this the same guy that I met the other day that looked like a total fucking hippie? So after they met, they did go on dates and, stuff like that. Sparks were flying. However, none of them knew, well, at least Ross did not know, that was going to be his love, the love of his life. Like, quite literally, he did not meet any other woman, like, as serious as Julie. He did not love her anyone else as much as he loved Julie. Anyway, during the relationship, he brainstormed, they moved in together, and he came up with the idea of the Silk Road. Now, you have to know a bit also about his background. He was a born and raised libertarian. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I'm so sorry. Anyway, basically, he strongly believed that the government shouldn't tell you what you could or could not put into your own body. Now, honestly, it's my kind of dude. I'm not going to say no. Like, I honestly almost think the same way, just not as aggressive to create a whole fucking website for this. I mean, I did take, like, web design classes, but that was for, like, a store that sold, I made a website for a store that sold, like, cowboy boots and stuff like that, but totally different. Anyway, so he goes out, he rents out a fucking warehouse and starts with the first thing he ever sold on this website, which magic mushrooms, because why not do anything else? He began to sell magic mushrooms on this website under the fucking tab psychedelics. Makes sense, right? Okay, but anyway, throughout this entire process, he informed Julie the updates about his websites. He informed her how to buy this. He informed her on how to get to this website. And then he went on different websites, like a subreddits and stuff like that, to say, hey, have you guys heard about this type of website? It's like an Amazon for drugs. Basically, hyping up the own website and telling them specific ways on how to get into there. Obviously, the payment of choice is cryptocurrency, bitcoins, because we all love them, right? They're untraceable. You really can't trace bitcoins, which was one of the important things about this website, to be completely anonymous. Anyway, also, he didn't have as much experience in web development, even though he was teaching himself along the way as he built this website. However, there were a lot of errors on this website, which I don't blame him. I mean, with anyone that barely has, like, he was basically a fucking genius to have built this website. I'm gonna just put that out there. To make sure it was anonymous, to make sure it was certain things involved. However, he did end up getting one of his friends involved. However, when he got his friend involved, he kept feeding him more questions like, how can I do this? How can I do that? Until his friend said, basically gave him an ultimatum. Stop, like, I will no longer help you if you do not tell me what information what you're using the information I give you for. And that is when Ross decided to be completely open and honest to his friend. Now, at that point, will I ever be completely honest about that if I ever made a website like that to my friends? Probably not. So anyway, also along the way, he helped them secure a back door into his website to make sure it wasn't completely vulnerable. Now, however, because Ross was not an experienced coder, he had made such a mess that they had to undo they didn't undo everything, but they were just basically putting in taking away code, putting in take put. It was stuff like that, and it was a team effort. However, as soon as it got a little too quote unquote heavy, Ross's friend jumped ship. He no longer wanted to work on it. He got scared, which honestly, like I said, I don't blame him for being scared. Now, if you think about it though, rewind a bit, 2011 when the website was created was a big year for Ross. He did not expect for this website to take off this fucking fast. There was a lot of people actually starting to not only buy stuff on the website, but also sell stuff on the website. Different weed, heroin, coke, you fucking name it. It was the Amazon of drugs. And you can order everything you want, basically with Bitcoin. All you needed was Bitcoin, wanting to do some fucking drugs, and there you go. Just hop on the dark web, use Tor, and there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. You got fucking drugs. The best part about having this, however, is the mail people didn't know what the fuck was going on. As long as they made it look like if it was normal mail, they were able to actually receive it in the mail. They didn't have to go to a specific location, something that was off the grid. No, they got it onto their front door. Cops never asked any questions. Why? Because it wasn't worth the bust. Because they never sent over enough amount of drug in order to be like, oh, well, we're going to investigate this further. No, they would put it in small amounts and ship them, basically. Imagine, at 26 years old, he was able to build a website. And me at 26, well, I'm not 26 yet, but I know I'm not going to be building a website like that. However, with also more publicity about this, because after it getting a little bit more of a word out, there was a certain reporter that wanted to do an interview with Ross. However, he saw it he didn't see it as something to potentially hurt him later on in the future. He saw it as something to help him spread his message about the government, that they shouldn't be allowed to decide and to dictate what goes into our own bodies. He basically thought hey, it's great publicity to get my name out there and to put my message out there. Because honestly, that's what he was trying to accomplish in the beginning when he made the website. His goal was to basically tell the government, hey, you can't stop us from ordering drugs. Now legalize every fucking drug there is, because you can't dictate what we put in our own bodies. However, bit by bit, the police didn't take it seriously because they just thought, oh, well, it's not harmful. Oh, well, it's not this. However, they started seeing that more people started getting drugs from this particular website. And, there was this one freaking cop. I love him. His name is Jeremy. He actually discovered a little pink pill that he both thought was worth him, sticking his neck out and said, hey, we have to investigate this further. So they went over to this guy's house and was like, hey, where did you get this pill? This was delivered in the mail for you. He's like, oh, well, I'm not him. That's my roommate. And yeah, he gets it in the dark web. All he needs to do is buy some bitcoins and it's basically delivered right to your door. Now, even though the cop Jeremy was like, let's just say new, let's not even say just new. No, he had a supervisor and everything in charge of his handler. He had a fucking handler and everything. That's how you know he was rather fucking new to the game. Anyway, he decided to take it one step further and actually investigate where this little pill came from. And wanted to discover more and more things coming from this little pill. Now, during the investigation, I'm sorry I took a little pause there. I kept staring at this thing. Anyway, during the investigation, the police went fucking crazy trying to see what little thing he did, because what little breadcrumb he might have left behind. And basically wanting to go into his website. So, because also around this time, Ross, he looks cute. I will say that. He looks really fine. Well, not super fine, but he does look attractive. Anyway, besides the point, I suddenly cannot speak. Anyway, he had trouble keeping serious security down, so he did hire a lot of personnel in order to be in charge from hackers. What their job was to stop hacking. However, they got hacked more often, which he didn't really care, because at this time he's already making a whole buttload of money when the investigation is taking place. He can't believe he is making money at such a rapid pace, because it's technically only been a year after this whole situation went down. Now, in order to get the cops off his back and to make sure that Ross and this person that made the dark web never came into contact, was that he went to his old friend and told him on, I forgot when it was, no, he told him on 11/11/11, the famous fucking day. Anyway, he told him that he had sold the website, that it was no longer available. Or was it 12/12/12? It was one of those days, because it was a really big day where it was the last time. Yeah, it was probably 12/12. Confusing. No, it was 12/12/12, where he told his friend that he sold this website to someone else. That way, so his friend can also calm down, because he was very paranoid. And he also told his, at the time now, ex-girlfriend, Julie, that he also sold the website. Now, the reason why she was his ex is because she was high, she was with a friend, because she was getting tired of Ross only paying attention to his laptop. Basically, his website was his baby, so obviously he was paying more and more attention to the website, less attention to his girlfriend, so her girlfriend went over to her friend Erica's house, smoked, got high, and spilled the entire beans to this fucking chick, who then went on Facebook to say, basically to allude to the fact that she knew about him becoming basically a quote-unquote kingpin. He was really mad at her after that, also he had every reason to be, and told her, "You have betrayed my trust. I can no longer be with you." That was basically the conversation. She was crying, and she hated the fact that they were over, because she was so in love with him. But, he wanted to make sure, though. He's like, "Who else did you tell about what I do?" She's like, "No one, I swear, just her. It was an accident, though. I was high." However, Ross didn't really give a fuck. He left, and that's it. They broke up. And I know that sounds really fucking sad. So after he told Julie, and after he told his friend that, basically he sold the site, he wanted to go even further, and then changed his name, his username on, on the Silk Road itself, and changed it to Dread the Pirate Roberts. Honestly, it sounds really fucking cool. And he felt like a pirate. It was after his favorite movie, where the pirate was basically an inspiration, and that's what he wanted to be. He wanted to be that inspiration, that head honcho, the one that got the government to basically pull the fucking white flag, wave the white flag, and say, we surrender, you can have your fucking unlimited amount of drugs. So anyway, he was making a difference in the fact that a lot of people were now consuming the freaking, the freaking drugs that were being sold on his website. However, now it was blowing up way faster than he have ever imagined. And it was only 1 year after this website was even created. And he already had a lot of people selling stuff, buying stuff. He got a huge intake of that. And every day he would be making more and more money that I'm pretty sure I will ever make in 1 year. But, I really don't want to sell drugs. Now, there was a full team on the lookout for Ross. However, should I say Dread the Pirate Roberts was becoming really, really famous for, basically they wanted to know what his fucking identity was. No one really fucking knew. So, many teams were gathered up, the IRS, the FBI, and so many more. Even Homeland Security was gathered up. Anyway, guys, I am so sorry, but that is about enough time that I have. This, of course, will be part 1, and I will be recording part 2 in just a bit. Just let me know if you actually want. Obviously, I'm going to put it up because this is incomplete, and I've been taking a long time talking, which is why I tend to cut out a lot of information. But I didn't really want to cut out anything from this one. I really love this, and I really want to talk so much about this. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you next week in part 2 or with another video. You never really know. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and have a nice fucking week. Bye-bye.